Hey everyone, it is the last week of the challenge, and today Gunter and I are going to cover a topic that hasn't been covered yet but is really extremely important. And remember, the goal with all of these videos and all of these focuses that we've given you over the weeks is not to have you master it during this challenge, but something that we want you to continue to think about as you progress and as you work out and work towards your goals. So today I want to talk about, with Gunter, portion control. Now, clearly we both eat different size portions with every meal. We eat the same foods, but clearly, obviously, in different portions. And I'm a big believer that calories do count. However, you do not have to count calories. Another thing that I get a lot of questions about is people ask if we weigh or measure our food. And there was a time, like when you were competing, you would weigh and measure everything.
Everything, yes. You know, by grams, obviously, but yeah, everything was measured.
And now we both don't at all. And to be honest, I find it easier. And I think we both eat better now that we can eyeball our food and our portion sizes. But it is absolutely critical. And it's really, really, really important to go overboard by easily 500 calories if your portions aren't where they need to be. So the most important thing you need to know is how to measure portions and how to eyeball portions, and also where to look out for portions. So the first thing that I kind of want to go over is basically how to eyeball portions. Now, this is the easiest rule in the book, and it is that fats should be about the size of your thumb. Now, you can see the difference in thumbs there.
I cannot eat like a girl, so I have to have a little bit more. I have a big thumb.
Tiny bit more, yeah. So, and then your protein should be about the palm of your hand. And I'm a great example for this because my palm of my hand is literally about 3 to 4 ounces. Gunter's is honestly, I mean, he's just got this thick, big hand. And it's clearly going to be more or like an 8 or 9.
So why is it then that you want to share every food? Yeah, you want everything you want to have. That doesn't work that way.
It works that way.
It's like, we get a pizza, I want half. No, wait a minute, I am bigger.
It's true, that is true. So, but I don't know, when we share, I just feel like I should get half. Anyway,
that works only with money.
We'll work that out.
That works only with money.
We'll work that out. But anyway, so it really works out really good that your proteins, like when you think about your portion of meat, it should be about the size and the same thickness of the palm of your hand. Mine's about 3 to 4 ounces. His is about 9 or 10 ounces. Which you think about a steak, and obviously I'm not going to want to eat a steak the size of his
My fist is the size of Kim's.
So speaking of fists, so carbohydrates. Now, your carbs should be about the size of your fist. So if I'm going to have an apple, I'm going to have a nice small apple. If Gunter's going to have a piece of fruit, he can have a bigger apple. It just works out more proportionate to our bodies. Carbohydrates such as starchy carbs like rice and bread and things like that, I like to say about half of your fist, which is a little bit more appropriate, especially, again, hold up your fist. I mean, your fist is like 2 cups. So for Gunter to have a cup of rice at the meal, that's reasonable. For me to have a half a cup, I don't even know if my fist is a half a cup. Anyway, that's about right. So that's a good example. And if you look here, so fats. Most fats are, a serving size is 1 tablespoon. This little beaker here, which I love these little beakers, they're by OXO. I just got them at Bed Bath & Beyond. But this is 1 tablespoon. And you can see comparatively, that is perfect. Now, Gunter, you know, and you think about like something that you would put olive oil on. You're going to have probably a larger salad, or whatever you're putting olive oil on is going to be bigger. So you might need 2 tablespoons, whereas I'm only going to have 1 tablespoon, especially by the time I mix it with balsamic vinegar or whatever else I'm putting in my dressing. So keep that in mind. Whenever you have liquid fats of any kind, it's always 1 tablespoon is a serving size. So the only thing that I'll make an exception for with that, and it's an avocado, and technically an avocado is a fruit. So whenever I have an avocado, I'll have a 1/4 or a half of an avocado. And it also depends on whether or not you're eating it with starchy carbs. If I have fats with starchy carbs, I really try and minimize it. Whereas if I have a good solid protein source with a fat, I'll be more prone to have a little bit more fat. But here's a small apple. You guys notice the apples at Bionic Body? Very tiny, because I want it to be portionate. I don't want to give you guys this giant, massive piece of fruit after your workout. Nice and proportionate. You might need 2.
That's why, no, 3. 3 apples.
3, give me that fist. I don't know. 3, that might be, okay, maybe he can get away with it. But kind of a rare exception. So another thing that people tend to go overboard on are nuts. And nuts, very high calorie. Of course, they're a healthy fat. They're good for you. But you know, the serving size of nuts is the palm of your hand or a fourth of a cup. And you know, this just goes for seeds or nuts. So if you have sunflower seeds, these are actually walnuts, but you'll look how proportionate this is in my hand. And it's exactly, can you guys see that? It's exactly the palm of my hand. And this little bowl is a fourth a cup, which is another set that I really love. I think I got these at, I don't even know, it might be a Bed Bath & Beyond, but this little bowl set is fantastic. It has, you know, all the way up to 2 cups, but it's really easy to measure your food, especially for just a week. Just measure it, and so you can get used to what a portion size looks like. Because right now in America, I truly believe the biggest problem with obesity is because we're so out of control with the portion sizes. And I'll use Cheesecake Factory as an example. I mean, you get like 6 cups of rice on your plate. It's crazy.
It's good for a cheat day.
A cheat day?
A cheat day.
Yeah, maybe if you want to eat 6 cups of rice on your cheat day. Not me, I'm going straight for the chocolate.
With the right sauce on it, and you know.
Yeah, maybe. No, I just have to disagree with that. So another thing that's really important is the condiments. So condiments, even if they're healthy, and I chose hummus here because I happened to have a conversation yesterday with one of our members about you know, how easy it is to go overboard on your calories even when you're eating healthy things. And hummus is one of those things that's really easy to overdo. So a serving size on here is 2 tablespoons. So 2 tablespoons is, again, 2 of these little beakers, 1 of this beaker. It goes so fast. I mean, it's like if you're not putting it on a piece of toast or something, it's really easy to scoop up cups of hummus and eat it. So another one of my favorite things for condiments is this little guy here. This is an Ever holder, and I actually got this at Bed Bath & Beyond too, and this holds 4 tablespoons. So I usually fill it up about halfway when I'm doing salad dressings. And it's pretty easy to keep your portion sizes in control when you're putting them in here, especially if you travel with your food or you take it to go in a lunch container. So just be aware of condiments. They can add up calories so fast, and most of the time your condiments don't have any nutritional value whatsoever. We talk again about carbs, kind of going back again. So with this is a sweet potato or yam. I would actually eat half of this, and that's more than enough by the time I have some meat and some vegetables. And again, that's about the size of half my fist. Gunter would probably get a couple of these or one a little bigger. And when I buy my produce, even like I said, my apples or my sweet potatoes or any kind of a carb, I always buy it proportionate to the size. I really genuinely look for bigger sweet potatoes for Gunter and smaller ones for me. Sometimes you don't have control and you just got to cut them to make it fit. Another thing that I find people extremely guilty of is with cereal, and I'll show you my little trick for this one. So pumpkin spice granola, if you guys haven't had this from Trader Joe's, it's awesome.
Kim's bowl, my bowl.
Yeah, and that's kind of the point, is like most people don't think about having their cereal in a bowl this size. Most people are gonna grab a regular bowl and they're gonna fill it up, and this is pretty standard. So I actually measured this out ahead of time using my fancy little colored bowls. And the serving size on this particular cereal is 2/3 of a cup. So this bowl, when filled up just about to there, is 2/3 of a cup. This bowl holds exactly a cup. So this bowl, on the other hand, is 2 cups. So again, Gunter's bowl, my bowl. But this is the one that most people and women, everybody, you're grabbing a bowl this big, you're having 2 serving sizes, which, you know, 1 serving, not bad. It's got 39 grams of carbs, 4 grams of fiber, 15 grams of sugar. And for those of you that know, 15 grams of sugar is where I like to cap my sugar in one setting. I never have more than 15 grams of sugar in one setting. Whereas Gunter, again, can have a little bit more. So really has to be proportionate to your size. And I like this example because we're obviously 2 extremes of the spectrum. So it really, really works well in proportion to your body. So lastly, the one thing I want to address is wine and alcohol in general. So we're big winos. We love our glass of wine. And a serving size of wine is 5 ounces. This is 5 ounces in a cup. Now, when I first poured this out and measured it, I was like, wow, that's a little bit depressing, because most of the time, this is my wine glass and I'll fill it up. This is a 16-ounce glass. So we're basically having 3 3+ cups or glasses of wine in one glass. So you can see how those calories add up really, really fast, and definitely not going to help you when you are trying to stay on track with your fitness goals. So just be aware.
Yeah, that's why I tell her always, you get a glass and I get the bottle.
Yeah, right.
That works.
So no, I don't think that works. But you know, and actually when you look at this glass compared to the bottle, it's pretty crazy how much wine can fit in this. So anyway, those are just kind of the basics, but I really just wanted to bring your attention to that. So remember, fats should be about the size of your thumb, proteins about the size of the palm of your hand, including thickness, starchy carbs, half your fist, fibrous carbs, unlimited, and when you have fruits and things, try and think the size of your fist. Okay? So
not even threatening.
I know, I have a pretty pathetic little fist. So anyway, that's pretty simple, pretty easy to understand. Enjoy the process of being able to get all this into your goals and make progress continuing after the transformation contest. Anything else to add?
No, and that's it.
All right, we're out, you guys. We'll see you soon.
See you
Bye.
soon, guys.